Guys, so a lot of this will be very similar to things that I've already kind of told you and gone through, but since we are on the conversation about striking in a grappling sense, the question is when is it appropriate to strike? Now, if my partner's down on the ground, right, and I've got this side control, I'll probably actually switch so this one knee's high, this one's low, and I'm just kind of belling out my weight right here on him. Driving my shoulder onto the near side. I've got that connection here. Pressure's on the near side shoulder, right? I don't cross that line. I'm driving a little bit into his chin with my shoulder here. Now, from here, I might not be too keen on punching, right? Because from here, like, I have to arm it. Right? I can't put my body into it, right? So, one thing that I might do, and I'm letting off my pressure by even bringing this up every single time. I'm not focused on connection. He's got a chance to start to kind of escape and whatnot. So I don't necessarily want to go and start striking from the side control position. I might consider it if I come here, lift up his head, pinch his head here, right? Because now my control is actually me controlling his head, which is stuck on my thigh here, right? So from here, I can actually start to throw my body into it a little bit more. But again, this is not necessarily the most ideal thing. I wouldn't do it in the guard, right? Because then I have no way of kind of posting and kind of keeping myself from getting submitted there. So it's not really that advantageous, and I can't like pike up. Like you'll see it sometimes in MMA fights, like people will pike up when they're inside somebody's guard and start slamming down and whatnot. But remember that your opponent there is connected to you through the hips, right? He has the ability to like project his hips and start to get you off balanced and all that. And he has the ability with his hip to kind of separate us, right? And if he starts to do that, I don't think you're going to have much power to come into his gut there, right? I would be much more concerned about, he's actually in a better position, believe it or not, to actually strike you. Like you can come down into him to an extent, but again, you're giving a lot of ways, and he has his hands that he can defend, so he's going to have a better time sweeping you. If I have somebody inside my guard, I'm going to break their posture down, hold them down, and then I've got another hand that I can start pounding into his head. So long as I've got that good connection, I can even get that grip where I go around his arm and maybe hook on the back of the neck then, or whatever, like I'm going for that entangled arm position. So that's going to be one of those areas where maybe you have a better chance of striking even on the bottom, but even then, it's kind of risky to do. So really the best place to be striking, especially for face strikes, is going to be the mount, right? But before I get there, let's go ahead and we're going to work through, if I get here, right, and I get into a scarf or get into a switch-based position, I totally can punch his face, right? I've got that pressure connection. I'm rooted into the floor. I'm not compromised in any way. This is a great position to be doing face strikes, at least. If you're going for like more chest strikes or whatever, knee right is kind of made for that, right? So get here, I hold on to his hip, elbow down, I put pressure on his shoulder, I slide up, I get into that knee right position. Look at all that body movement. I can get some real power into his chest, and he's also taking my weight with this leg, right? So I've got that. I've got his face, I've got all kinds of things, and that's going to be really, really a bitch to take, right? So knee right for me is probably going to be one of the most powerful positions for that. So post, hook under. Now I'm in this low mount position. I got the face, I can come up to mid-range mount. Got his head, right? So this is going to be a very powerful position. Now he could start to bridge and you can start to buck. Rule number one, don't lose your position, right? Don't lose the match. So I want to be very, very mindful. If he starts to roll that way, I can get my leg out. I want to make sure that I can post. I want to project my hips forward if he's really bridging forward and heavy, because I want to kind of ride that like a bull, right? So whatever he's doing, like, this is a great position for striking here. And one of the things that's really good about this, if you are in a self-defense situation and you want to armbar the shit out of somebody, you start striking the head. What do people do when you start striking the head? Well, people might do this. They might do this. And this is what I'm looking for, right? I'm looking for that elbow to be separated from the body. So if I'm striking down on him and he goes for a head cover, now I'm going to block him being able to return with my hip. So now his arm is stuck. Get here, get that arm, come down and hit the arm bar. So that is there, right? So striking can be a tool to get somebody to start to get their, put their arms out so that you can start to attack them. So very, very good thing to know about striking in general. Yeah, on the bottom, because I think that kind of mostly covers everything as far as time control stuff goes. So if we think about, like, if you're stuck in the mount or you're stuck in knee ride and you want to start punching somebody, right? My shoulders are pinned to the ground. I don't have much ability, especially if I'm taking somebody else's weight, to start to roll and actually make those punches count. So I'm in the defensive. My first priority, don't lose. Get out of this fucking position. It sucks. If we're playing guard, right? Maybe I can show this with the bag a little bit. Right? But if I'm playing the guard and somebody's starting to strike out down him, right? I can start to create that distance a little bit, right? So I can actually kind of control how far he's on me. Whereas from the other way around, like if I'm in mount and I'm on the bottom side of the mount, he's controlling my hips. I can start to bridge him when I'm trying to get him off of me, but he can still come at me. But this, he's going to have to really start to extend his body here. And the other thing is that if he's trying to punch at me and I parry that shit off to the side so that I got this, look what I have. I have that sweep that I like. And I'm coming into the mount where it's going to be so much easier for me to hit. And I'm going to get sweet, sweet vengeance here. Alright? So, if I project my hips, right, and I've got him tall here, I might be able to get at least some gut punches here. I can hit him in the solar plexus or whatever. I can hit him I might be able to bring him into the face or whatever, but if I can hit his face, he can hit mine, right? And he's actually in this position because he still has movement in his upper body. He has the ability to put power behind his punches. So I don't necessarily want to really be striking too much here. I'm going to be kind of on the defensive. I'm waiting for him to extend his arms so that I can start setting up sweeps and get into a better position where I can get a good reversal here. But the thing about guard is I'm still in control, right? And that's the thing. That's the big difference. You can't strike well and have it mean shit if you aren't in control of that position. Does that make sense? Yeah, so think about those hierarchies, and really a lot of today has been me riffing off the top of my head based on my experience as a martial artist. But I have not had to go into a self-defense situation, so take everything with a grain of salt. I have not incorporated punching into my wrestling except for a few times when Cody W. asked me to. And so I haven't really done a whole lot of punching along with rolling, but if you think about it, when is it advantageous for you to punch and when is it counterintuitive to do so? I think that's going to be what it really, really comes down to, right? Can I drop an elbow from a position? I don't know. Think about the position. Think about how you maintain that position, get good at that position, and then start asking the question whether or not you can start throwing other types of hits, right? So those are my thoughts on that particular question, and I thank him very much for asking it. And I'm looking forward to relatively soon here, guys. I've got a couple people that have offered to start making some videos for our, I don't know if our channel or another one, but they're going to submit that to the group. So if you aren't in the Facebook group or you're not in the Telegram group, go ahead and join those groups so that if they do post to another YouTube channel, I can send you guys those links. What they're going to be covering is going to be more of the like Greco-Roman freestyle folk style wrestling, which is not my area of expertise. I've read a lot of books on it, and I have watched a lot of wrestling videos for multiple reasons. Part of it being because I'm kind of, you know, you know. So yeah, when it comes to freestyle folk style wrestling and Greco-Roman, I am not by any means an expert. That's like asking me to talk about karate or Aikido when I haven't really studied either one of those martial arts. So take anything I say with a grain of salt, especially when it comes to striking arts and other wrestling styles outside of Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, because that is really where I've spent most of my time, is on Jiu-Jitsu and submission wrestling. So hopefully that will be coming soon. I look forward to seeing those, and hopefully I'll learn. That's totally what this community is about, is us sharing ideas and sharing where we are, our strengths with one another. And maybe I'll become addicted to Greco-Roman. I have no idea, but I look forward to finding out, right? So thank you guys for watching. You guys have a lovely afternoon. I'm sorry that I've slowed down. Like I've said, I've been doing a lot more life stuff because my antidepressants are working. So I'm like, I'm motivated to do stuff now. And unfortunately that takes time, so don't have as much time to do these videos. But I'll see if I can do another one tonight on something else. So I'll see you guys later.